I'm Fred Noe. I'm Jim Beam's great-grandson. I'm the master distiller at the James B. Beam Distilling Company. And my father, Booker Noe, was the master distiller before me. My son, Freddie Noe, is following in my footsteps and going to be the 8th generation of Beams to carry on this family tradition that goes back 225 years of making the world's #1 bourbon right here in the state of Kentucky. Following in my father's footsteps, as I did in work, I kind of followed in his footsteps as far as health goes too. He developed diabetes, had kidney issues, and that's kind of what, was his demise. Well, as I got a little older, I developed a little blood sugar issue and a little type 2 diabetes, and I started trying to work on it, but it kind of took over, and, I treated it as aggressively as I should have. I did more than my father did. I got to the point to where my kidney function started declining some.
I first met Fred about, I want to say end of 2019, about November maybe. He was referred by the Nephrology Associates of Kentuckiana. They're a nephrology group we work with closely out of Louisville, a great group of partners that we work with. And one of his physicians, who's been taking care of him for years, ultimately referred him to us as he approached the need for dialysis and needing a transplant.
I ended up doing dialysis, but I went through the program, with the UK folks in Louisville there at the Audubon Hospital. I met Dr. Shaw. He was one of the first doctors I met.
And I was just randomly assigned to the Louisville clinic that week, and so I was there. And interestingly, I'm kind of a big bourbon guy myself, and so when I saw his name on my list of patients for the day, I just kind of did a double take, is this Frederick Noe? And I'm like, no, there's got to be somebody else. So I walk into the clinic room when he was waiting, and sure enough, he's wearing a Beam jacket, and I'm like, this is that guy. And it was really cool because he's a great guy. He's a wonderful human being. So that's how we first met him.
And I said, well, you're not going to give a kidney to a guy 64 years old. Oh, you got plenty of life left in you. We're going to do some tests, and we'll see if you're a good candidate. So I went through the barrage of tests, meeting with them, periodically, doing blood work, urine work. My kidney function was declining.
I do talk to every patient, whether it's Fred Noe, John Doe, or Jane Doe, exactly the same way. Because patients are patients, they're part of my extended family, if you will. I feel like it's the right thing to do to talk to them just like I would want someone to talk to me about my own family member or myself, as an example. So I tend to talk to them more at length about kind of the risks and benefits of transplantation. I ask everybody that comes in for a kidney transplant if they can tell me why they want a kidney transplant, just to kind of gauge what their knowledge base is going into a transplant. And the ultimate answer, what I always tell patients, is there's 2 main reasons to get a kidney transplant. And one is to improve survival. People live longer with the kidney transplant. And number 2 is to improve their quality of life, get off of dialysis. And I always tell every single patient, dialysis is a great thing. Before dialysis, patients just died from kidney failure. What I tell patients is that dialysis is a great bridge to a transplant if they qualify for a transplant procedure.
And we were looking for a, possible candidate. Well, family, there was really because I only have one son and my wife. They weren't real crazy about my wife doing it because who was going to take care of me? If my wife gave me a kidney, who's going to take care of both of us? So, it was they kind of steered us away from that possibility. Our head of HR, she used to be PR, Paula Erickson, she called me one day and said, Fred, would you consider us opening up your search for a kidney to the company? So what Paula did was she opened it up just to the state of Kentucky first. We've got a plant in Boston, Kentucky, the Booker Noe plant. We got our Claremont plant, and then we've got our Frankfort, Kentucky plant. So those 3 plants, she just sent out a blanket email to all the employees, explained my situation, that the diabetes had, set in, and I was going to have to looking for a kidney.
My name's Deanne Hogan. I've been with James B. Beam Distilling for 26 years. I'm plant support coordinator, so pretty much jack of all trades. You name it, I've been there, I've done that, and I'll try to do it anyway. Once I heard, I had thought about donating a kidney before to a previous friend of ours from Jim Beam. She had needed one. During the time my sister was going through breast cancer, and she said, "Dan, please don't do that right now." I said, "Okay." And then when Fred happened, he needed it, I kept saying, "Fred, what's your blood type? What's your blood type?" "Well, I don't know." I said, "Well, you need to find out." I started reading on it, and the statistics look good. I'm a healthy person. And I thought, well, to myself, thought it was a good thing to do. It was something I could do for somebody, and if I was healthy enough, that's what I would do.
I said, "I'll tell you what my blood type is, A positive." She, okay. And so I hung the phone up, we chatted about something else, but it wasn't no big deal.
Light bulb, I'm an A positive. And I thought, well, that's our first sign. So I just started getting tested and praying about it a lot.
And out of the blue, Deanne gave me a call and said, "I'm going to be your donor." I said, "What?" She said, "Well, the first tests have come back, and she said, I've been praying on it and thinking about it. It's going to work. We're going to be the match."
It was on New Year's Day, actually. I was sitting there praying, and Fred texted me, "Happy New Year, my friend," and that was my answer. I still get emotional.
And she went on through the testing, and sure enough, she became my match, and she gave me the kidney.
People can donate kidneys, as we know, as a living donor and be just fine. We certainly work up any potential patient, like in this case, Deanne. We worked her up, made sure she was very healthy, made sure that to the best of our ability that we weren't going to set her up for a problem down the road. And once we checked out those things, she was able to donate.
As a living donor, I had never been in the hospital one day of my life. I had my children at home. I never went to the hospital for anything. And so I started asking around, and you hear more stories of people doing it.
And I did the surgery at UK April 23rd of 2021. And Dr. Shaw did the surgery. The whole team up there, were great to him. I mean, I never really spent any extended time in a hospital. You'd always heard horror stories of how things are in a hospital. There's none of those at UK. I've heard Chandler Center, man, it was perfect. I mean, I would have stayed there. I'd still be there if they'd let me stay. I mean, the nurses were so nice, staff, Dr. Shaw's team, all the transplant team who came in, checked on me every day, and to follow up with Dr. Al down in Louisville. It's been perfect. I mean, I couldn't imagine going anywhere else.
Fred's doing awesome. We text every day. He'll tell me, "Hey, I got my walk-in today. I'm drinking my water." And I said, "I did too." So we just check on each other every day. I don't feel a bit different. I would not know that I gave anything away. Besides a few little incisions, I'm good to go.
I feel great. I feel a lot better than I did before April 23rd.
That's the really cool thing about kidney transplant is that what I find fascinating is that a lot of patients, when we transplant them, they don't actually, after the transplant, need a whole lot of pain medicines. They're up and zipping around really quickly. A lot of times they'll say, "I haven't felt this good in years." So they've kind of gotten used to living in either pain or just fatigue, whatever the case may be. And then they get a kidney transplant, and all of a sudden they're like, "Wow, I haven't had this kind of level of energy in 3 years," or whatever, and that's a really neat thing. It's a really neat thing.
It makes me feel good that I could give him extra life with his family. I get to see him more, get to talk to him more. We've got a better bond, and he is taking care of himself. I mean, he's doing all the right things, and I wouldn't just give a kidney away to anybody. I had to know they were going to take care of it. I took care of it, so I do know he does that, and I'm proud of him.
The UK transplant program means a new lease on life. I mean, the person who's getting this kidney, it's unbelievable what your life's like after it's over and after you get the new kidney, and you can have fun again, enjoy yourself. I mean, you're not tied to that dialysis machine. It's a new lease on life for sure.